Well, hello and welcome to our front yard garden here in the South Carolina upstate. This is our 23rd episode of 2025 and it's a Saturday afternoon. Not exactly a typical day when we do these. It's usually sunny. Today it's overcast. It's been that way all day and no rain at the moment, but it is probably going to rain overnight. Doesn't keep the color away though, and so we're going to get started here. It's August 2nd, 2025, I should say. We're going to start with our mailbox bed here, as we always do, with our zinnias, all doing very nicely. Color everywhere you see, and I talk about the colors, and we have so many different ones here, but the variety of shapes of zinnias make them just an amazing flower to have, especially when you get these taller ones like this, these 3 to 4 foot ones, and these were all planted by seed this spring. You know, we've got red, got lavender here, white, yellow, orange, sort of a magenta, just color after color after color, pinks, and then you get these that are flat with a big pollen cone in the center, and then you get these others that are flat with a very small pollen cone, or ones that are more almost globular. One over here, this bright, almost blood red one, like a almost like a sphere, and another one down here, this magenta one, very interesting morphology. So I mean, you really see all kinds of differences, and even the sizes of the flowers. Got this little one down here, kind of hidden away, a little tiny pink one, looks like a little pink golf ball. And as we have seen every week, these really attract the butterflies and moths. So if you like those little insects flying around in your yard, zinnias are a great way to get them. They tend to be out a little bit more on a sunny day. We've seen them in previous weeks, not so much today. Right now, the zinnias are the main thing that we have going on in this bed. We have a few phlox still hidden back in here. They're not doing a lot, and by this time of the year, they're kind of hidden by all the zinnias anyway, so you don't really see much there. And the other thing that we're getting are the morning glories. Not seeing much of that right now because they have always kind of withered by this time of day, but we've got these beautiful sort of, I won't say magenta, but purple morning glories that are out in large numbers early in the day. And hopefully next week I'll be able to get up here, or out here I should say, a little earlier to do our video, and we can see those again. As we came to come up to the front of the house, the only thing going on in this bed is our petite knockout rose. It's given us a new crop of flowers here in the last week or so. Not a lot else going on though. It's really kind of already peaked for this spring or for the summer. So we're not going to spend too much time on that. We'll talk about more of the zinnias here. And these are overall a little bit smaller than the ones that were in the front. But again, you see all the different colors, the different shapes, sizes, and so on. Bugs just cling to these left and right. Again, more so on a sunny day than today. And then behind these, we've talked about these before, although they're done now for the year, these tall stalks. These are liatris. These were bulbs that we put in a few years ago, and they keep spreading out a little bit more every year, but they are done now for the year. Back here we have climbing roses. The plants themselves aren't doing a whole lot, but they are still putting out a lot of flowers, which is nice to see. And then over here we've got our black-eyed Susans doing very well. They'll continue to bloom probably for another few weeks, headed into the end of August. This is our first episode in August, so seeing some of our late summer flowers now, and then we'll head into fall. And a lot of this won't change significantly. The flowers that are out right now will continue to bloom probably through September, and there isn't going to be a whole lot else, at least not here in the front. Now in the back we'll have a little bit of difference to see once we do our video back there in a bit. We also have our Russian sage, these little purple flowers, and we'll continue to see those for a little bit longer, although I think they've kind of peaked at this point. And then we do have a dahlia here. It's having a little trouble opening. That's kind of a consistent problem that we've had with all of our dahlias here. Some of them have opened up really nicely, and then others kind of struggle a bit, but we'll see how he does. The rest of this through here is all spring stuff, all the clematis and climbing roses up in here, more zinnias here, and then of course our hydrangeas back in here. They're all pretty much done for the year, just sort of slowly fading out as time goes by. And up here by the house we have our little citrus grove, and we have a couple of lemons that you can just kind of see back in here. It took me, I don't know, 4 or 5 years to get anything to grow. We'd get a few flowers, but nothing would ever pollinate, especially from the bigger trees. This orange tree here and this lemon tree. And they were a lot of work for no payoff. But this year we've gotten 2 lemons. And I looked up, it seemed like they were growing very slowly. And so I looked up lemons, because I knew nothing about them. I'm from the north. And it turns out lemons typically take about 6 to 8 or even 6 to 9 months to completely grow from the time that they're pollinated. So that is going to be something that we have to just be patient for. Now, over in here, in this area, everything's pretty much done for the year. Just bushes now. These are all flowering bushes like hydrangeas and viburnum and so on, but there's really nothing to see now. Same thing in this bed over here. We have climbing roses and, or I should say knockout roses, hostas, and viburnum, but they're all done for the year. And unfortunately, most of this big oval bed is done now too. This was largely a spring bed. We do have a nice crop of zinnias here right in the front that we've put in, but our daylilies are all finished. Our big knockout roses here pretty much done. I think they would probably put out some more flowers if I had the time to deadhead them, but as you can see, they get these big seed pods, and that keeps them from putting out more flowers. So I think we're probably done there. A couple phlox still hanging on. We've got this one little blue flower. These tend to bloom in the morning, so maybe we'll see those next week. And they come out. It's a little wildflower that we have not really had in the past, so we're gonna just kind of keep our eyes out for that. And a couple of roses here that have just started to rebloom. These are big, not really climbing roses, more like tea roses, but they have this nice coral color to them, and they put out flowers sporadically. But our monarda are all finished, and really just about everything else in the front. This is what I was talking about before with the dahlias. Unfortunately, we have a nice dahlia plant here, but every time it tries to bloom, it just turns to black and just sort of disintegrates. We really don't know what the problem is. I don't know if that's a parasite or what, but it's unfortunate because they are absolutely beautiful flowers when they do open up. One other thing that I will talk about in our front yard is our crepe myrtle tree. As you can see here, it's a beautiful flowering tree, midsummer down here in South Carolina, and our neighbors have a similar one. Theirs is more of a pinkish, almost a lavender pink color. They really are sort of a overall kind of a spectrum. I've identified about 4 different colors of them: white, pink, lavender, and then the dark, almost magenta, which is what we have. And it's really just sort of a spectrum. You'll see variations of all those colors, but they're beautiful, and you see them everywhere down here. This is just an area that gets a lot of them, and it's something to look forward to in the midsummer. And that's really about it. The front yard is kind of a quick study at this time of the year, but as I say, if you like zinnias, this is still a great place to be. So we're going to finish up our front and then do our backyard garden shortly. Hope it's sunny wherever you are. And until next time, happy gardening.